Good morning, folks, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Cela, and today we're sifting through the aftermath of a market tempest stirred up by the latest inflation figures. So, grab your coffee and let's dive into the world of Wall Street, where every day brings a new adventure. Now, yesterday was quite the day for the markets as they sought to steady the ship after a wave of selling that washed over us like a cold shower. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, licking its wounds from a 500-point tumble, eked out a modest 0.1% climb. Meanwhile, the Standard & Poor's 500 found a bit more spring in its step, rising over 0.5%, and the Nasdaq Composite, always the nimble one, leapt almost 0.8% higher. In the realm of bonds, the 10-year Treasury yield took a slight breather, trading around 4.27%. A small retreat from the previous day's surge. It seems like calm waters are returning, but the winds of change are ever present. Now, onto a subject that's been hot on everyone's lips: inflation. Despite the recent jitters, Fed official Austin Goolsbee urged us not to get too flipped out over a single report, reminding us that the long-term trend still points towards the Fed's 2% inflation target. It's a bit like navigating through fog. You know your destination, but it's all about proceeding with caution. And in a twist that sounds straight out of a Hollywood script, Lyft stock took investors on a wild ride after a typo in their financial update sent shares soaring, then correcting back down to a more grounded 30% gain. It's a stark reminder of the market's sensitivity and the importance of getting those numbers right. So, what's the takeaway from all this, dear listeners? As we parse through earnings reports and hang on every word from the Fed, it's clear that the market's journey is far from over. With rate cuts on the horizon, just perhaps a bit further out than hoped, and the economy aiming for a no-landing scenario, staying informed and agile is more crucial than ever. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of Capital Markets Quickie. Tune in tomorrow morning for a brand new episode. Cheerio!